Hey buddies, I wanted to give my first impressions on Hitman Absolution. So, first of all, these first impression videos seem to be going past Wii U week. People said they liked them, so I guess I'll keep doing them for a little while. Or forever. Or forever ever, even. Hitman Absolution is a near perfect game in my first impressions of it. It's been about 3 to 4 hours into the game, about 3 main missions in, and it feels like it's a perfect game so far. I'm playing it on PC, so the graphics are just absolutely gorgeous. I haven't compared them to PlayStation 3, but from what I've seen, you know, especially with the anti-aliasing and some of the other like details, just huge amount of details in the textures and polygons, the models. It is just beautiful. And I don't even have that crazy of a machine. I'm running a Radeon HD 6770M. So it's not even that crazy a machine, but it's almost maxed out settings. And I'm able to get right around 30 frames down to 24. Gorgeous game. The replayability, in my perception so far, seems to it's just insane because you can create, you know, you probably have heard of this contracts mode where you can go through a mission, choose targets that are you can create a contract by just playing the level. As you play the level, you choose different like guys to make as the targets. You can choose up to 3. They can be anybody, even the guy who's, you know, obviously not the guy who's the main target, because that would just be redundant. You could make him that, though. You could make that, like, you know, 2 guys, and then the final guy is the third one or something. But the idea is to be creative with it, like, you know, kill the chef, but you can only do it with scissors, and you have to be dressed as, you know, ice cream man when you do it, or something like that. And you can have like a time limit on it. You can have bonus points for bonus conditions that you do it. Like if you do it in a suit, you get a bonus because it would be harder to do it like that. There could be a condition of kill nobody else, only the targets. There's lots of different things. But like that, coupled with the fact that the story alone, like each mission has so many different ways of going at it. You probably even saw it on our show and trailers where we showed the developer preview playthroughs, where you can take different routes. You can do come up with creative different ways to do it. You can take it as long or as little time as you want through a mission. You can just beeline it through, sneak past everybody, get through. You can kill certain people on the way through for fun or for points. You can collect evidence on your way through that like gives you extra points. You can challenge yourself to get through it using just a suit and no disguises. The possibilities are just so insane. Like, we played it through and we would just keep on restarting the level and doing it different ways. Like, in the Chinatown level, well, I don't want to give too many spoilers if you want to play ahead of it yourself. You can, if you want to play ahead of it before you watch it, by the way, that's down in the description, the link to the playlist. But, so, like, there's different ways, like, that... Okay, so this is a spoiler. You can just kill a guy like by, you know, in one level by sniping him, but that pretty much just ends it. But it draws everybody to you, and you have to fight your way out of the level. Or you can trick him into doing drugs that are poisoned or something like that. But there's like 3 other ways to kill him after that as well. There's just so many different ways, and there's so much reward for doing it in different ways too, because everybody says different things. There's dialogue and stuff. Like they're just having conversations like normal people talking about their home life. Like, you know, people who are, one guy's talking about his wife and how he's going through a divorce, or this is in the very first level. It adds like this human element to what would otherwise just be henchmen, like in any game where you have no qualms in killing them. I still didn't have a qualm in killing this guy who was at a window, which was overlooking a cliff, conveniently. And he's on the phone with his doctor, and he's like, "I could kiss you. Oh my God, you're telling me it's not prostate cancer?" And Agent 47 grabs him and tosses him out the window. So it has like this dark sense of humor to it as well. And I had a choice there. I didn't have to kill him, but it was hilarious to kill him. And it's just, then it has the marking feature where you can, like, you know, kind of like Red Dead, where you slow down time and you mark a bunch of guys and then you shoot them all at once without having to have any real skill as the player. However, in its defense, you do have to use skill to build up your instinct meter, which you can only do that marking if you have instinct built up. Instinct is built up by doing things well, sneakily and cleanly. So you're rewarded. You can also use instinct, by the way, to see things like, see objects you can interact with. It's like kind of like Batman in Arkham City and Asylum's ability to see things that are important and see guys through walls and stuff like that. It is such an awesome game, and it's so just, I didn't think it would be so suited for the show as it is, because on easy mode, it is insanely easy. I would not recommend you play it on easy mode because it takes away any semblance of challenge. However, it is such a great way to get a scope for a level in a casual way, like especially on the show. It's just so good for us to be able to sit back, not be too worried that I'm going to get caught, and just like take our time to analyze the level, listen to all the conversations leisurely, and I think we're going to long haul it, and we're going to go through all of the levels fresh. I thought that I might have to play ahead to get good at the levels before we actually did them on the show, so that it wouldn't take too much time and that it would be entertaining. But I don't think that's going to be necessary. And the other great thing is about it, like, Ben has been looking forward to this, but I don't think it will really be harming his experience at all to watch the levels first on the show, because there's just so many ways you can play through the game after and get good at it and look awesome doing levels. So it's contender for Game of the Year. For my Game of the Year, my subjective Game of the Year, there are very few that are going to come close to going up against this. My Game of the Year is a little bit slanted because I'm not playing Assassin's Creed 3 this year, and I also haven't played Mass Effect 3, but it beats out Borderlands. I think it beats out Borderlands 2 in my opinion, even though I freaking love Borderlands, and it also has an amazing amount of replayability. It's just this one appeals to me more. They're both near perfect games. So Hitman is looking insanely good, and I can't wait to play it again. One other thing I wanted to mention was in our last New Super Mario Bros. U playthrough, I mentioned a spoiler for Twilight at one point, and I wasn't even sure how big of a spoiler it was. I guess I should have known, considering the content of the spoiler, that it was probably a big moment. I was just mentioning it offhand, and you might know that I'm really against spoilers, and this is my excuse. And it's not a 100% excuse. I still acknowledge that I should have given warning, and I wish I had. Usually on the show, what we like to do is say, like, we're about to mention spoilers about this movie. If you haven't seen it yet, close your ears until you see us wave at you. And then when we talk for a bit, and then we wave, and then that's your cue to turn up your volume again. I didn't do that mainly because this is the excuse. On the show, it's easy to get into this like feeling that you're just among friends, because I am. I've got like a group of friends around me, and then the chat room becomes like this single person kind of that I assume that it's this crowd of people that are all the exact same as us and are all the exact same as each other, which is completely not true. But you just get into that, you're lulled into that false sense, I guess, after a while of doing the show, especially on Foreplay Fridays, where we're just, things come out of our mouths even more casually than usual on those shows, because we're usually having a couple of beers, and it just is a very casual, relaxed setting. So knowing that nobody in that room, in that immediate room, and by extension I thought that pretty much the chat room, but I didn't really even make a conscious thought about the chat room. I just, said it, and I just started talking about Twilight, a thing that I'd seen that was really ridiculous and silly, that I thought I had just couldn't imagine being in a modern movie for teens, and we laughed about it or whatnot. And yes, it was apparently a spoiler. So for those of you, those small group of people in our audience who might be into Twilight, I apologize. And that even smaller group of that audience who is a Twilight fan who has not seen Twilight, I don't even know if this spoiler was from the one that's in theaters right now or if it's from a previous movie, but that even smaller group that hasn't yet seen it or read the book, that would be about the subset that it affected. I guess there might be another group of people who don't care about Twilight but think they might watch it one day and then feel spoiled. But again, I just can't imagine many of our audience being into Twilight. I'm sorry, but we're going to watch it one day on the show, I think, maybe in the future when we do movie nights to make fun of, kind of to riff on, at least the first movie. You know, with the screen obviously pixelated out, but that's besides the point. It's sort of my excuse is complacency, sort of tempered with ambivalence because it's Twilight. Again, I apologize though to anybody who is truly spoiled by that. I'll try to be more careful in the future. Coming up this week, coming up today, is Scribblenauts Unlimited again, our second episode. We might long haul this beast. We love it, and it was one of the more popular playthroughs of Wii U week, so it's really fun, just, you know, problem solving, and it's an awesome game, so why not? So we will be playing that today, and then I think tomorrow, or I might move it to Wednesday. I'm thinking Black Ops 2, we might finish it. If Black Ops 2 isn't moved to Wednesday, then Wednesday might end up being Assassin's Creed 2. I'll see if I can fix that in there too. Thursday might be a day off, and then Friday is going to be PlayStation All-Stars 4Play Friday, and then Saturday is going to be The Walking Dead Episode 5. Finally! People can stop asking us to play it. And I hear that it's a really short episode, so we might have something else planned after that. And then Sunday might be a day off. I'm not sure yet. So that's remember, none of these are locked in, really. So keep an eye on Twitter and Facebook just to always get your up-to-date information. Thanks for watching, and I love you. See you today. Goodbye.